July 29th of 2024 is a sad day if you're an Xbox fan like me. The Xbox 360 Marketplace, after providing gamers unique titles and experiences since 2005, is shutting down its doors for good. With this shutdown comes a fear of missing out on all these opportunities to play these unique titles. This is why I feel physical media is so important, and the reason why I collect. I want to play all these games forever and ever. If I purchase a game, I deserve to own it for good. This is why I want to provide you all 10 unique titles you should purchase now for dirt cheap before they further increase in price and before they become rare. So, please, let's get into this. First off, I want to talk about some honorable mention. These aren't really titles or games, but things that will enhance your Xbox 360 experience. First off, we have DLC discs, which are game add-on packs. This, for example, is Fallout 3's game add-on pack, The Pit and Operation Anchorage. This provided users who did not have an internet back in the day to easily download and play these unique experiences. There is another Fallout 3 game add-on pack which I do not own, but this at the moment is leveling out at around $12.07. I don't see it jumping too much up in price, but I do see an opportunity just because the Fallout show is fairly popular. There's going to be a season 2 at the time of recording. And again, not only Fallout had this, I think GTA 4 also had a couple of add-on packs and possibly other games. So if you want to play these content map packs easily, these missions, this will be your way to play them further down the line, or get the Game of the Year edition, which also includes these DLC maps and missions. The next item I want to showcase are Xbox Live Arcade compilation discs. These were an easy way, again, for users to play some unique titles without internet. This was released through the base models, the launch models for the Xbox 360, providing users a handful of unique titles to play. This is where that meme comes from. You own Uno. Everybody owns Uno, because this included Uno.
Well, mine didn't have it.
You have Uno, you fucking dick!
I don't have it, you I don't fucking have Uno, motherfucker!
Later, Xboxes did not include this. It includes Pac-Man Championship Edition as well, Boom Boom Rocket, Feeding Frenzy, and Luxor 2. Some of these titles aren't too impressive, but if you wanted to play things like Uno on 360, which is iconic, or other titles, this is an easy way to play it. This is ranging at $6.70. We also have a follow-up, Volume 1 Arcade Unplugged. This provided some further titles, PopCaps, Bejeweled 2, Geometry Wars, does anyone remember that? Retro Evolved, Wick, Fable of Souls, Texas Hold'em Up Poker, if you want to play that, Outpost, Kalaki X, and Hardwood Backgammon. This was an easy way to get a 1 month's Xbox Live subscription. You go to a shelf, you get that alongside this game. This is ranging for $5.06. There is a third Xbox Live Arcade compilation disc, but I think that's ranging at around $40. It's crazy. So I put these on my honorable mentions because I can see these increasing. They provide some Xbox gamer pictures as well if you get achievements. And again, if you want to play those unique arcade games, get these while you can. Dirt cheap. People may be even throwing them away, but I recommend having them in your collection because, again, easy way of playing those arcade games. People may forget, but the Xbox 360 Marketplace wasn't only about games. It included things like gamer pictures and themes, which are profile pictures and backgrounds for your console. But because this is shutting down, there won't be an easy way of customizing anymore. But let me tell you, that's quite the opposite. There is good news, and that good news is found in the Xbox official magazine discs, or I call them demo discs. You would sign up for a magazine pre-internet days, they would send you the magazine, and monthly you would get a demo disc. This demo disc included the newest trailers and demos for those games, being, for example, this one Halo 3, Lost Planet, Perfect Dark Zero. This one included things like Strangehold and Ace Combat 6. But I mentioned those themes and pictures for a reason. You would watch these demos, or watch the trailers, play these demos, and you would rack up points. With these points, you could buy dedicated gamer pictures and themes based on the games found in these discs. Not only could you get those things, but you could also get things like rock band songs, Guitar Hero songs. So many unique things that will enhance your 360 experience, especially because the marketplace is shutting down. I don't really see them increasing too, crazily, just because people don't really know about them. So I'm bringing them to light so you can get them. But I also fear that because people will find out, there may be a crazy scalper who will scalp these and sell them for crazy amounts. So I'm bringing them up so you can get them dirt cheap right now. They range all over the place, $5, $10. You can buy a lot of them for like $40. They include like 20 discs. So collect them all, and I definitely recommend giving them a shot. That way you can still have that unique 360 flavor. Now that we have our honorable mentions out of the way, I want to start off with our 10th game. This is in no specific order in which is better or which game is going to increase in more, just 10 awesome games you should check out. So our 10th game is a title called Dark Void, released by Capcom back in January 19th of 2010, so a while ago. This was around a time where Capcom was willing to take more risks and try different things and make unique franchises. This is a third-person shooter taking place in World War II. You play as a character named William, who's fighting off robots and aliens in a different timeline. It's really interesting because it's a third-person shooter. You have your flying segments, which you're on a jetpack, you shoot around. Kind of reminds me of that Bounty Hunter game, the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game from the PS2 era, where you play as Jango Fett. It gives that same feeling as like a Star Wars Bounty Hunter game where you just completing missions, shooting enemies. Then you also get your ground combat, so you're fighting alongside your friends and companions in the story. Really unique title. On top of that, it's backwards compatible on Xbox One and the Series consoles, so it'll have better resolution, better performance, so you can still play it even on those modern consoles. It's going for around $8.73 right now, which is a really good price if you want something refreshing, especially at a time where games are feeling kind of dull. But Xbox Live Marketplace does have Survivor missions, which are $4.99. It's a pack where you can have endless waves of just enemies you can shoot at, so extra content. Definitely a game I recommend checking out if you can. Pick up a copy before these become rare. I feel like anything that Capcom releases is always a gem and something you need to check out, so I definitely recommend this game. Our 9th game on this list is a unique one. It's a game I actually grew up playing a bit, but didn't really enjoy it till now. It's called Chromehounds. This game was released on June 29th of 2006, so it's a pretty early 360 game. Released exclusively on the Xbox 360, so you won't be playing this anywhere else. What's interesting, it's published by Sega, but the developers are From Software, which you may know them from the amazing games like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, like so many unique games. Of course, they made the Armored Core franchise, which this is clearly an inspiration, a successor in a way. At the time when this game came out, it had online multiplayer, which was the defining feature, the crown jewel, but those servers shut down in 2010, so you're stuck with only the single player. The single player is fun as well. Every single time you complete a mission, you get to customize your mech, make it more powerful, stronger, and then you get to choose your classes. You have a scouting class, you have a soldier class, you have a sniping class, you have a command class. So it's really, really cool. Copies are fairly cheap right now, going for $9.41. Unfortunately, it's not backwards compatible on anything. It's stuck on this console, but despite that, I think it's a unique little game if you love mechs, if you love From Software, if you love those difficult-esque games. Definitely recommend checking it out, and I'm going to be finishing this game fully just because I want to relive those childhood moments. Our 8th game on this list is a Lego game, but not any ordinary Lego game. It's called Bionicle Heroes. If you did not know, Bionicle was a Lego franchise ranging from the years early 2000s, like 2001 to late 2000s, 2010s. And basically, in this Lego franchise, you use Technic pieces to create action figures of different beasts or monsters. which made it all really unique because it had an overarching storyline spanning all those years with tie-in books and games. This specific game was released around November 14th of 2006, but specifically of their Voyanui line, or their Voyanui story. But it also had other characters from the previous stories like the Rashkis and the Boar arcs, which was super cool. Basically, it's a love fest, a fanfare for LEGO Bionicle fans. This specific game was ported to things like the DS, the PS2, the Wii, the GameCube, which is interesting because the DS is a teen-rated game, a first-person shooter. This is E10 and it's a third-person shooter. Not your ordinary LEGO game where you're just hitting studs or things. This is actually a shooter, which is really fascinating, a darker LEGO game. And it was released on 360, so it's the only way of playing an HD version of this game with achievement support. So I think there's around 1,000 gold you can get on this game. Definitely recommend checking out. Not backwards compatible on Xbox One or Series consoles, so it's stuck on these older platforms, but copies complete in box are ranging for around $19.49, so maybe a little bit pricier than the previous games on the list, but definitely worth checking out if you want to play a unique LEGO game and a unique experience. So this was our number 8. The 7th game on this list is a horror game. And yes, I'm including a horror game because if you happen to follow trends and prices, many old horror games tend to get rare and expensive. So, I think Condemned Criminal Origins won't be anything different. This game was released on November 22nd of 2005, published by Sega, which isn't out of the ordinary. They do release games like House of the Dead. The story involves an FBI agent called Ethan Thomas, who's sent to investigate a crime. This crime involves many different people who were assassinated by one specific person. The gameplay is pretty unique, using different melee weapons like sledgehammers and baseball bats to interrogate and beat up people. But you can also use your taser or gun, but again, weapon ammo is limited like any survival horror game. What's interesting as well, it involves the violent side of humanity, not really incorporating much supernatural as you think it would. And you use forensic work to analyze different murder scenes. This game is backwards compatible on Xbox One consoles and at Xbox Series consoles as well. But if you want to play it on console, Xbox is the only way because only a PC port exists alongside it. This game is ranging around $14.99, so $15. I definitely recommend giving it a shot if you love to play horror games and you want something unique and refreshing. The 6th game on this list is actually a sequel to Condemned 1, called Condemned 2 Bloodshot. And this game was released on March 11th of 2008, published by Sega. This game continues to follow Ethan Thomas, who after the events of the first game is now a retired FBI agent, who's now pissed off and a drunkard. He's a renegade who just wants to be free of all the sins he's committed. What's interesting about this game, the melee combat is revised and improved. You can now use fists, so basically has a combo system, kind of weird for a horror game, but it works flawlessly. Guns are still involved, and there is an online multiplayer, which is a brawling game, 8-player, and it's still active. This game was released on 360 and PS3, but it's not backwards compatible, so it's still stuck on this console if you want to play it. Copies are currently ranging around $17.63, so basically $18 you can pick up a copy. I definitely recommend checking it out. I feel like this game will become pretty rare, pretty unique, and especially that Condemned 1 is on the 360, it's definitely a great duology. So check it out if you can. The 5th game on this list is Ridge Racer 6, released on November 22nd, 2005, published by Namco. This is basically what I would consider the last true arcade game they released for Ridge Racer. It's fun, basically shut off your brain, enjoy a racing game that involves crazy things like drifting, like if you're part of the anime Initial D. It's just so much fun. DLC cars are on the Xbox Marketplace. They're all free, so if you're watching this video and the Marketplace is still up, definitely recommend downloading them. They have cars for like Galga and Pac-Man based on different Namco properties. And it's backwards compatible on Xbox One and Series X, so you can still enjoy it on there. This game right now is going for around $17.93, so 18 bucks as well. Great little game if you want some fun, turn off your brain, just be numb. I definitely recommend it. You won't go wrong with this one. The fourth game on this list is sort of bizarre. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's called Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, released on April 23rd of 2010. This game is kind of interesting. It's a port of a PC game and a point and click game, so it's kind of weird to see that sort of game on the 360, which uses a controller. You follow Sherlock Holmes, who's sent to investigate crimes committed by Jack the Ripper. So it's partially historic actually, so that's really cool. It's not backwards compatible, so that's sort of unfortunate, but I think you will enjoy it if you love those mystery sort of thrillers, you love investigating. It's sort of annoying though for me, because basically you have to do a fetch quest with different characters, but you get to learn more about the world you're in. Copies are currently ranging around $28.82, so almost the $30 mark. I've seen this go up for 30 bucks. I picked it up I think for 15 bucks back in the day. I definitely recommend checking it out if you love those type of games, but this is a game I think will most definitely become rare over time and just people don't know about it. So find a copy, get it. I recommend it. The third game on my list is a little title called F.E.A.R. First Encounter Assault Recon, released on October 31st of 2006. This game was also developed by the same people who made Condemned, so you know you're getting into a treat with this one. In this game, you're an elite soldier, part of a squad, a SWAT team sent to investigate different supernatural occurrences. Throughout the game, your team dies and you're the only one left to fend off against this evil. This really shouldn't mix first-person shooter and horror, but it does. And there actually is a PC port, though the PC port does not have native controller support, and there is a PS3 port, but as you know of this generation, the 360 port tends to perform better. And this could be said even more, that it's backwards compatible with Xbox One, and the Series X version does have FPS boost, so the performance is smooth as butter. The game was delisted before the marketplace got shut down, so copies are a little bit on the high end right now, being around $21.29. So I would recommend this game. You can't go wrong. There is actually more to this. There's like 2 other games and some DLC, so it's a trilogy of sorts. Definitely recommend if you love horror, first-person shooters, and want to play something refreshing and different for a change. My second game on my list shouldn't be a surprise if you're an Xbox fan. I'm recommending Forza Horizon. This was released on October 23rd of 2012. This is a Steelbook edition, but there's a standard edition. I recommend this game because it's the first title of this long-standing franchise, which is still getting releases to even this day on modern consoles. You basically race in this open world against different people, against different rivals, to compete in the Horizon Rally to become the champion. This game was delisted before the marketplace got shut down, so again, copies are on the high end. But I can't complain, because this game is backwards compatible, so people still want to play it on Xbox One and Series X, and does have enhancements if you have the One X and beyond. This copy is ranging around $20.46, and that's for a standard copy. I'm not including Steelbook. I recommend this game if you want to see where the Forza Horizon franchise started and how much this franchise has expanded over the years. My number 1 title on this list is something I thought I wouldn't really enjoy, but I did, and I can't complain. That's Naruto, Rise of a Ninja, released on October 30th of 2007. This game is an exclusive to 360 and is still stuck here. It's basically a retelling of the first season of Naruto, where you follow him and his journey to become a ninja. It's an RPG-esque game, and it's kind of open world where you go around, collect coins, and the fighting system's really cool because it basically plays like a fighting game. You just click X, X, Y, you perform combos, and it's amazing. There's also something called memory logs or memory clips, and basically every single time you get an encouragement in the game, you can basically use that when you're about to die. Like if you watch anime, you know when they're about to die or about to lose, all those memories flood in and they become overpowered, become rageful, and they beat the bad guy. Basically in this game you can do that. So you really could tell the attention to detail and how amazing the developers put their effort into this. And it's kind of bizarre, because you wouldn't believe who made this game, but it's Ubisoft Montreal. So it's the only and it's the first American company to make a Naruto game, but it works out all so smoothly and amazingly. This game is not backwards compatible, unfortunately, and the game got delisted alongside all its DLC back in 2010 when Namco got the rights and they made the Naruto Shutdown series. So this game is currently ranging around the $31.65 range, so almost $32 for a copy. There actually is a sequel too called Naruto 2, Broken Bonds. Really fun game, I recommend it. I thought I wouldn't enjoy it, especially I'm not a huge fan of this anime, but it's so much fun and I recommend it. And this was my list of 10 games to get before Shutdown. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If this is something you want to see again, a follow-up, consider liking, subscribing, that way I could know. And if there was a game you didn't see but you enjoy a lot, please write it down in the comments. I would love to get some recommendations. Well, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Bye!